After interviewing the transportation director at my school, it was determined that the school calculates the cost of transportation to away games per mile, with the per mile cost being $2.73. The two sports that I chose to address in order to calculate transportation costs are football, where we have a 5th and 6th grade team, a middle school team, and a varsity team, and volleyball, where we have a 7th grade team, 8th grade team, 9th grade team, junior varsity team, and varsity team. The first sport that I'm going to speak about is football. In order to calculate the cost of transportation for each football team, I downloaded each of the schedules and wrote down each away game for the teams. After that, I calculated the mileage using Google Maps and multiplied the mileage by $2.73 in order to figure out the cost of transportation for each team. The 5th and 6th grade team had 0 away games this year, as they play in a private school league and all of the games are held at our school each Saturday. Therefore, there is no cost of transportation for the 5th and 6th grade team, and the formula used to show this was 0 times $2.73 equals 0. The middle school team had 2 away games this year, one in Bearden and one in North Little Rock, both towns in Arkansas, and the total mileage for both of these games, to and from Episcopal, totaled 184.2 miles. When put into the formula, miles times $2.73 equals cost of transportation, the answer to the amount of transportation costs for the middle school football team was $502.87. The varsity football team had 5 away games this year, in Charleston, Cedar Ridge, Rosebud, Barton, and Searcy, again, all towns in Arkansas. The total mileage for all 5 games was 824.2 miles, counting the trip to the school and the trip back home to our school. When put into the formula, miles times $2.73 equals cost of transportation, the answer to the amount of transportation costs for varsity football was $2,250.66. The transportation budget for the football team is made by calculating the costs of the 5th and 6th grade team, the middle school team, and the varsity teams all together. Therefore, the budget for the transportation of the football teams at least needs to be $2,753.53, which is 0 plus 502.87 plus 2,250.66, so that the money can be split evenly between the teams that need it. The next sport I'll talk about is volleyball. Again, in order to calculate the cost for the volleyball teams, I downloaded the schedules and used Google Maps to calculate the mileage and multiplied that by the $2.73 that we charge per mile. While some of the teams of the volleyball teams do play at the same school, they don't travel together so that the teams that finish early can come back home and prepare for the next day, since it's usually a school night. The 7th grade team had 4 away games this season at Baptist Prep, Lone Oak, Central Arkansas Christian, and Searcy. The total mileage for all 4 games was 207 miles, counting the trip to the school and the trip back home. When put into the formula, the answer to the amount of transportation costs for 7th grade volleyball was $565.11. The 8th grade team had 6 away games this season at Baptist Prep, Lone Oak, Central Arkansas Christian, Searcy, Anthony, and Pulaski Academy. The total mileage for all 6 games was 239.2 miles, counting the trip to the school and the trip back home. When put into the formula, the answer to the amount of transportation for 8th grade volleyball was $653.16. The 9th grade team had 7 away games this season at Conway Christian, Baptist Prep, Lee County, Lone Oak, Central Arkansas Christian, Joe T. Robinson, and West Helena. The total mileage for all 7 games was 611.2 miles, counting the trip to the school and the trip back home. When put into the formula, the cost of transportation for the 9th grade volleyball team was $1,668.58. The junior varsity team had 6 away games this season at St. Joseph, Lee County, Lone Oak, Central Arkansas Christian, Kip, and West Helena. The total mileage for all 6 games was 912.2 miles, counting the trip to the school and the trip back home. When put into the formula, the JV spent $2,490.31 on transportation this year. The varsity team had 8 away games this season at Conway Christian, St. Joseph, Lee County, Lone Oak, Central Arkansas Christian, Kip, Central West Helena, and Hoxie. The total mileage for all 6 games was 1,237.6 miles, to and from the school. When put into the formula, the varsity volleyball team spent $3,378.65 on transportation this year. The transportation budget for the volleyball team is made by calculating the cost of the 7th, 8th, 9th, junior varsity, and varsity teams all together. Therefore, the budget for transportation of the volleyball teams at least needs to be $8,755.81, which adds together all of the costs of each teams in order to come up with a budget that would be able to be split between all of the teams evenly. After going over this information, I really understood the budgeting that has to go into transportation costs prior to the seasons taking place, because otherwise there may not be enough money in the budget for you to get where you need to go for the games.